Welcome to After the Final Bell, a podcast about what happens when an adrenaline-fueled career comes to an end and real life begins. Hosted by UFC striking coach Mike Gonzales and YouTube bounty hunter Trevor O'Connor.
It's not just about fights anymore. It's about what happens when the gloves come off.
And the real adventure begins.
Join Mike and Trevor as they chat about the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Life after the final bell isn't always easy, but it's always interesting. This is After the Final Bell.
27-year-old staff sergeant who was the third dumbest guy in his fucking senior class.
Right.
So he didn't go to college. He ended up in the Marines. He didn't get in trouble, and he got promoted enough to now be in charge of a whole damn
He
platoon.
just didn't fuck up.
He just didn't fuck up, right?
He was smart enough to not fuck up.
Yes, but this day, like last week, I had another guy be like, "Dude, you gotta go get your disability." I'm like, "No, I'm fine. Like I'm fine,
And I also have a job.
I'm fine. I have a job, and I hate being a succubus." And there's
which is
and
insane.
by 2016, it got so bad that the commandant of the Marine Corps, the head general of the entire United States Marine Corps, sent out a white letter to every battalion commander in the Marines saying, "We are losing all of our top talent in the enlisted ranks. They are all leaving, and we have to look at ourselves at least partially for this. We have to figure
there
this
has
out."
to be an internal problem
Somewhere.
Yes. I started doing full contact tournaments when I was 8 years old, and never looked back. I've been doing it since 1997 in some form or fashion. But yeah, if it's not fighting, it has to be something right now. And I just kind of sat down and I'm looking out over these mountains, and I was like, man, this is awesome, but I haven't felt my toes in 3 days. I've got frost nip on my cheek. I've got frost nip on my nose. I might lose a couple digits. And I was like, this is so beautiful, but it's not worth my toes. But
generating revenue.
What the general population doesn't understand is that these animals have to be managed. And so when they're like, "Oh, we're going to do a hunting ban," it's like you're not doing a killing ban. That's what you think you're doing.
Right.
You think that you're stopping them from dying.
They're not.
What you're doing is just changing it from one place and moving it to another, and now you have to pay for it instead of I was going to go pay for it.
Well,
and I was going to
nothing's going to get used.
Nothing
They just
can be used.
shoot and let them lie.
Yes. And so it's
What's up, guys? I'm Mike Gonzales.
And I'm Trevor O'Connor.
This is After the Final Bell, a podcast about life after an adrenaline-fueled career has come to an end.
And real life sadly begins.
Sadly. So sad. Adulting.
It is sad.
That's what I've been in.
You've been adulting, huh?
Shit, man.
Why?
Well, we took Delilah to college, then
Yeah.
JJ got hurt, and we were sitting at home. And
You're
then
not supposed to even be working.
No. So
Your sugar mama was supposed to have you retired.
for a few weeks.
And now,
But now she's hurt. Now we have a bunch of shit we got to do at home that just like get rid of things or do this stuff.
did you drive your truck?
No. Shit. You got to remind me next week.
I'm going to just drive him to your house and drop him in the yard.
No.
I have wrestling mats for him. This used to be my little gym.
Yeah.
So I have wrestling mats for him for their basement. And they're sitting in my garage.
And I was like, this is what normal people do, get shit done. We're not doing shit. When we're training, it's like, we'll do that
That'll
later.
wait. That'll wait.
Got all kinds of shit we got to do.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm
Okay, cleaning out the basement?
Well, yeah, we're gonna put the other stuff that's in the basement in storage, so I could put the other mats down, so I could just get
What else?
Get my backyard cleaned up. I gotta get that cleaned up.
You look like Sanford and Son?
Not yet. I would. They won't let me.
You collect stuff.
I would. I would collect stuff.
We do have a guest.
Yep.
I don't like him a lot.
How much do you like him then?
Medium.
Okay, just right there.
Medium. Because he's young and he's still able to go hard all the time.
Yeah. I'm thinking you're jealous. Is that what it is?
Him and his crew basically retired me from jiu-jitsu.
Oh, they sent you into. They're the ones that gave you your papers.
Pink slip.
Oh, pink slip.
I said,
you never had your car.
You never even had it. Okay.
they said, we don't need your kind around here anymore.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. So joining us today is Jimmy McCulloch. Jimmy is the brain trust behind the Subhounds.
That's accurate.
Because there's not a lot of brains.
There's not a lot of brains. There's got to be one.
You've got one.
I've got one.
Good brain.
We got one or two other ones.
Who?
Nick Lowry. He's got the other. He's got the other brain.
Yeah.
He's the other engineer.
Yeah, he's smart. I'll give you that. The rest of them,
Forget
knuckle
it.
draggers.
Oh,
Knuckle draggers. You got Tommy going tonight? Is that tonight?
No, Tommy's not tonight. Tommy's in October.
Oh, okay.
We got 7 or 8 of them in October.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Tommy Lozano's making his pro debut.
He is.
It's about fucking time.
Yeah, you know.
What has he been doing?
Well,
Kissing babies over there.
he
Can't stay out of his own way.
he's doing real well now.
That's
you
good.
know, he was my first recruit ever.
Yeah.
I pulled him out of Vasa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that was 2021. Actually, July or August of 2021, and got some good training in with him for a year, and then
Then he had to take a vacation.
he went and took a little vacation for a little while.
He went to the Gray Bar.
He went to the
Gray Bar Motel.
Yeah,
went
yeah.
to college.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went and earned his fight nickname, which is the Felon. So, you know, it took him a while to come out of that, and then, but you know, since we got him out of there, he's been on the straight and narrow, getting it all together, and now he's training like a madman. He's making so much progress, and
he looks good.
He's a monster right now.
He looks good. He's for lack of a better word, he is the epitome of sandbagger right now as an Emmy.
Okay.
It's not fair.
All right.
It's
so
not
it's
fair.
about time.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yes. Not like a guy that we know that stayed Emmy for a long time and then wiped his record.
Oh, geez.
He should probably catch a charge.
Oh,
If he fought one more Emmy fight, he
in trouble.
Well, that's why we're
time.
why we're taking him.
And
pro.
when's his debut?
October 4th for Battle.
Oh, okay. Down
Down in the
south.
Springs.
down south.
Yeah, down in the Springs.
One of these days I'll go to that show.
if they
Their last production was really, really good.
Anything south is normally pretty good because nobody could. There's nothing to do.
right.
So
You're going to get a crowd,
and you're gonna have some.
and you're going to have
fights,
some.
good stuff.
Well, I think they're trying to get on
When they
Fight
can-
Pass, so they upped all the production.
that's good.
Everything. It was one of my favorite events.
Do they have?
Trying to get that.
Do they have
Fight Pass
Natalie?
money. I don't. I'm
Who
assuming
runs it? It's got to be.
It's yeah, maybe. I mean, I think they use her cage anyway. That's their cage. I'm pretty sure.
If it's their production,
Yeah.
I mean, if they went with them for full production, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's like Natalie runs No Mercy,
They used to be No Mercy MMA
Yeah.
or whatever it was.
and then
Long
they
time.
ran all the production for Fight to Win for a really long time.
Okay.
For the pro jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. So their production ability is pretty incredible.
That's okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
God, Springs.
Yeah.
Normally, isn't the Springs normally they're like? Don't they do it like down in like Penrose or something or?
It's not where, that's a prison.
They do a show out there.
They
That
can't
one
do.
does.
Tommy can't fight that close to
The
a
last
jail.
one. The last one was in a church.
Oh, we
Really?
It was in one of those big churches,
like a mega church.
Yeah,
Oh.
and it was a good. Nobody really realized that it was a church until about halfway through the show, and we were looking at the walls, and we were like,
during intermission, like, what's going on here?
During intermission, guy went, the reason I've gathered you here today.
well, and this was after one of my guys made his debut, and his opponent had been running his mouth in the DMs on Instagram, and so afterwards in his post fight interview, my boy went off, and after that, I realized that we were in a church.
There were F-bombs.
That was the.
Nice words.
Yeah, that was the nice words. It escalated. It escalated.
Started with F-bombs.
Yes.
And just kind
Yeah.
of kept on going.
Oh yeah.
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 Well, you don't want to go down.
Yeah. Tristan, the Playboy. He got a couple sound bites out of that one.
Oh, okay.
The Playboy.
Oh.
Man, I didn't have a cool fight name.
No.
Unk.
I would. That'd have been a good
That should
one.
have been it.
That should have been it.
I should have done it, dude. Yeah, it would have been perfect. Oh,
right.
we got to do housekeeping.
Yeah.
We mess this up every time.
Okay.
So there's some stuff that we're supposed to talk about towards
All
the
right.
beginning of an episode, and for some reason we stick it in as the credits are rolling. Every time.
Well, let's get it. Before you old men forget.
Yeah.
Ooh, no, I'm the only old one, really. No, he's semi-old.
Yeah.
If you are watching this in the public release, you missed out on some cool stuff because we have a members live section where our members for $1.99 a month. That's cheaper than
a soda.
That's cheaper than a water in France.
That's cheaper than water here.
For $1.99 a month, you can click that join button right down there and join us on the members live. You can watch every episode recorded live. Plus, there's like 5 minutes before the episode. Today was mostly technical errors and me scrambling around trying to figure out what I broke. But then, we usually talk 5 or 10 minutes before, then we record the episode. And then after the episode is over, we stick around and talk to members, answer a few questions. They give us numbers from the book, 3,000 questions about me. We usually take 2 or 3 of those numbers. And with no pre-read, we just
Answer them.
read the question, answer. First thing that comes to your mind.
Yeah.
Some of them are good.
We also have WhatsApp.
Oh, we do have WhatsApp.
But you need to leave us a voice message. No text message.
We
Voice
messed
message.
it. So we used to.
Can't read?
No, I got in trouble.
No, he talks to everybody and then there's nothing to talk about.
So we used to have people, they could text the WhatsApp number. But I just started having conversations.
Yeah.
Instead of it just being a question about, it was just me.
Yeah.
I had 9 chats going with friends that I don't know.
Yeah.
So now you can only leave a voice note on WhatsApp. If you leave a text, it just automatically gets deleted. So you can do that. If you leave a voice note, we will play it on the next episode.
Yep.
Usually there should be a question attached or a statement. You can talk about how good
Just
Mike
something.
looks
Just
in
something.
blue
Say
shirts.
something. And right now, just say something.
Anything.
Don't care.
We also have a Discord.
Yep.
If you're one of those, we have a Discord. It gives you notifications when we go live, when videos drop. And we've been in the voice chat in the Discord a little bit this last week.
Yeah.
Marjorie was in there with us. We were chatting it up.
I need to jump in. I'm signed up.
Yeah, you've never been there.
I know. I should probably just.
You've
jump
never
in.
been
I should
to the
just
Discord
jump-
once.
I should just jump in and.
Matthew and I stay in the voice chat most of the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but not you.
Okay, I'm gonna go in.
And Marjorie's there. So Nick,
What's
get
tomorrow?
in there.
Sunday? Well, maybe not tomorrow.
You're not.
Maybe
That's
Monday.
the Lord's Day.
Maybe Monday. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see.
No.
Why not?
Can't work on the Lord's Day.
I got to go to work tomorrow too. I'm tired of working too. Shit.
Why are you working?
Good question. Everything's expensive.
You should ask JJ why you had to keep working.
I know.
We need
Somebody asked her if she got paid. Still, I'm like,
got paid for
I think I'll
what?
be here right now. I'll be on vacation, man. Shit.
Oh, you still get paid for that fight?
You still get paid because you pulled out because you got hurt? No, idiot.
No, that hurts.
Oh gosh, it hurts bad.
Right before Christmas. Tell her to heal fast. Get rebooked
Sure.
because I'm gonna need.
Money. I know. I'm gonna have to tell her that too.
I'm not buying your Christmas present this year.
Somebody's got to buy it.
Well, I'm not buying them.
That's why I'm working. I think
That's right.
All right. Anyway, you look good today.
Shut up.
You look good today. I even put a video. Maybe Kay Miller will put it up on there.
No.
But you look good today. Where are you going?
I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, you just dress up to go nowhere?
Listen, my feet have been just hammered dog shit. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's plantar fasciitis. The ball of my foot hurts so bad. And I played, we played airsoft last night. We played a night game.
How was that?
Good time.
Like night vision, all that? or
I didn't run night vision, but you run tracer rounds, so it looks like you're just
Is night
fucking
vision
pissing
cheating though?
lasers.
Is that considered like a tab? Like
No.
What
People
do you-
use it. What are you breaking?
I didn't touch shit.
You did.
Anyway,
You did. Nobody moved but you.
tell me.
So you use tracer rounds, so it looks like lasers getting shot.
Oh.
It's really cool. There were guys with nods, night vision goggles there. So I just turned on my weapon light. Changed their whole attitude.
Can't see nothing.
Welcome to the sun.
That's probably more frowned upon than wearing nods.
Yeah.
Is being the guy that sees the guy and nods and just clicks the weapon light. He can't see for like 10 minutes. It's blown.
You're out.
It's bad
You're
news.
done, huh? All right. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you're beat up today?
So I remember last week I hurt my feet really bad. Don't ever get old, Jimmy.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Don't ever get old. So we played like 7 hours.
That's like the best advice.
Last Sunday we played like 7 hours, and I wore the wrong shoes. The balls of both of my feet had a bruise like this big, right on the ball, and I had like bone bruises on my heels. I wore 5'11" like tack shoes. They're not their. Usually I wear their AT boots, which are really soft.
You gotta lighten up that step, dude.
Buddy,
If you can't run around for 7 hours without getting bone bruises, man.
I'm 205.
Yeah.
Not a good 205.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of 205s out there.
Yeah, it's a different 205. This is not the 205 that moves gingerly.
Yeah.
This is the 205 that just slams.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the big problem is the shoes, but I think I might have plantar fasciitis. I looked it up. Like that's one of the things. Like the balls of your feet, you can't.
Screwed you up.
Last Monday, I walked around like the floor was lava. Like I couldn't even put my eyes. Like how. I just wobbled around the house. So this week I bought those cloud soles.
Are you like on the clouds?
I feel like it.
Oh,
Well, I bought these cloud soles. They're this new technology of a shoe insole, and it has like these little spots that touch pressure points in your feet to keep things more. We played last night. My feet didn't hurt. Like I drove home from Parker, and usually when I drive home, I get out of the truck and I'm like almost crawling in the house because after you sit after that, and that was fine. But today, just the balls of my feet, man. I think it's that, and I don't know what the cure is. Is there a cure?
There's not.
I don't
a
think there
great
is.
cure. You kind of got to strengthen it. There's people roll it out with the
So there's
with
exercises?
the lacrosse ball and stuff. Yeah, but
So I'm just gonna have it forever
you're gonna have it
because I'm fucking not exercising.
Yeah, you gotta. There's some exercises that you gotta do with your feet to try to fix it.
Dude, I don't even do exercises with my abs.
Yeah,
Let alone but you could
Trying to get down to my feet.
You could just be like that with the thing.
Where do you think the list is on things that I'm going to
like
work
right
out?
here.
well, it's clearly behind new insoles. So.
So they help a lot. Anyway, the only shoes that don't truly hurt my feet
Are your boots?
are my boots.
You could have worn shorts, dude.
That's because they're just big casts.
Yeah.
They don't let you move, so it just locks it in.
But these boots specifically, I wear the Cody James boots, and they have like a Vibram sole. So it's not the hard old cowboy boot sole. The only ones I can walk around, it just doesn't hurt. So I put the Cloud insoles in my boots to give it extra. I was like, so I can.
You feel good now?
Yeah, I could probably jog like across the room right now.
Oh, that's pretty far.
Probably not back.
This 10 by 12.
It's 12 by 14.
Okay, I was close.
It's 12 by 14. And I was going to go the long way diagonal.
Diagonal.
Yep.
A squared plus B squared
Equals
C squared.
that far. So anyway, yeah.
Okay.
That's that. It's just dumb. Don't get old. Just don't get.
Take care of yourself.
How are you? Beat to shit?
I am beat to shit.
Now-
it's pretty bad.
You're a military guy.
Yeah.
How okay are you talking about military life?
I could talk about it.
Okay. Some guys are like, oh, fuck that, I'm out.
I don't want to spend the whole podcast on
No,
it, but
we definitely won't.
We'll dabble.
I have a lot of military friends. A lot. Like probably 80% of my friends are military at some point. Every one of them, no, the largest majority of them are all 100% disabled from the military.
Yeah.
Are they just
in some way?
fucking people up and
Yes.
sending them
I
home?
mean-
Or is it
Yes.
like, you served your time, Pencil whip?
It's both, but especially in like the regular Marines and the regular Army forces, there's
a different Marines?
Well, when you go special, when you go special forces and stuff like that, like the SF groups, they have a little bit better, a much better training pipeline. And so when you get to, they call it the fleet in the Marines, when you get to your actual battalion, you're doing PT with your platoon, right?
Right.
And so you end up with this 27-year-old staff sergeant who was the third dumbest guy in his fucking senior class.
Right.
So he didn't go to college. He ended up in the Marines. He didn't get in trouble, and he got promoted enough to now be in charge of a whole damn platoon.
He just didn't fuck up.
He just didn't fuck up, right?
He was smart enough to not fuck up.
Yes, but he doesn't know how to exercise. He's just like, "Hey, Marines, we're going for a run today," and it's like, okay, that's fine.
So there's no degree in exercise science.
No, and so there's just a lot of really bad decisions that are made on a daily basis by people who have no business making them, and they're not progressing you through these exercise programs. It's just like, so for instance, we get a new master sergeant who comes into the company from MARSOC, right? So this guy's been running and gunning in Afghanistan for the past 3 years. He's been going through the SEAL pipeline. He went to some of the Army Q course. And then he shows up to this standard Marine company and
3 mechanics, 2 cooks.
Well, and I was in signals intelligence. So there's the SIGINT operators and the SIGINT analysts. And so there's some people in there that are just straight up fucking nerds, right? You need them because you need the analysts.
Yeah.
But these guys are not.
They're not running 10 miles.
They're not running. Yeah. So this new master sergeant shows up and he's like,
everybody,
how come we're not going on rucks every 3 days? And it's like, these guys haven't gone on a ruck in the past 3 years. And he shows up and he takes the whole battalion, it starts off with the company, takes the whole company for like a 7-mile hike with an 80-pound pack on. And so then 30% of the company is now on light duty.
Right.
And that just keeps happening. And it happens from the squad level to the platoon level to the company level to the battalion level. And it just accumulates over the years. Like I had a 5-year contract and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And for those of us who played a lot of sports and we've been working out since we were in middle school, we're all losing our minds.
You're like, this is not how you do this.
No. And they're like, we're going on a run in our boots this morning. And we're like, yeah, but we have running shoes. And they're like, well, we got to do it in boots. I was like, why don't we just go on a ruck in our boots and then go for a run in our running shoes? He's like, who the fuck you think you are, Marine? It's like, dude, I'm the guy that likes his knees where they are.
I'm trying to stay moving forward.
Yeah. And so it just, and then you that's before you even get to a deployment. And then you go on deployment, and deployment's supposed to be rough on your body, right? You're going to war. Right. You're doing some dumb shit with a lot of weight. You're doing it every day with dumber people fighting even dumber people, right? So it's a race to the bottom.
Right.
It's a race to the bottom, right? And, so it just accumulates. And then by the time you go to get out, so like you do your exit physical and they give you a rating for your potential disability. Mm-hmm. And they were going to give me like 70%. And I was like, but I'm fine. Like I'm still running I can still go. I'm still running a 17:33 mile. I'm still doing 25 pull-ups. Like, yeah, I've got some, I'm a little broken, but like, I'm not disabled.
Right.
Most people take that, and when they get out,
but you're kind of looked down upon if you don't just kind of stay in line.
Yes. And so to this day, like last week, I had another guy be like, dude, you got to go get your disability. I'm like, no, I'm fine. Like, I'm fine.
And I also have a job.
I'm fine. I have a job, and I hate being a succubus. And there's so many, like, I've got some friends who had some really rough deployments in Iraq and Afghanistan, and they have serious problems getting the health care that they need, partially because the system is overloaded with veterans who they're not disabled in any way, shape, or form, but they rolled their ankle and they got 30%. They tweaked their back playing basketball, they got 40%. That's 70% right there. And so you get this healthcare system that's so bogged down. So these guys that one of my buddies got blown up 5 times in Iraq. He was sitting in the back
Side
seat
note,
and
do not ride with him anywhere.
don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere with him. But the 2 guys in the front seat are just gone, right? He's got real problems. He can barely hear out of one ear. He's got basically no hearing in the other ear. So he's working at like 20%, right? He goes, when you're rolling with him, sometimes he'll just, he's back in the Humvee and he's 30 feet in the air, right? And you're just like, fuck, dude. Those are the guys that need the help. Yeah. And those are the guys that struggle with getting the help the most. And it's a disaster. And
it's like a rite of passage almost.
Yes.
Go in the military, get some disability.
Yes. And so I'm one of the few, like, out of most of my cohort, I would say the majority of them came out with disability, and almost none of them needed it. There's probably 5 to 10 out of my battalion who had injuries from combat that those guys need.
They're hurt for the rest of their lives.
That's what it's supposed to be for. Like I broke my ankle. I twisted my knee. I had 2 pretty bad back injuries. I got a couple of concussions. But like, again, I'm not disabled. And I don't need a paycheck for the rest of my life just because I did 5 years in the military, right? It's not like it's just hard for me to deal with it. It really bothers me. So
it's just odd. Like I see it all the time, and I'm like,
"You're not disabled."
Well, I'm rolling with these guys, and I'm like, dude,
you don't feel disabled.
Listen, you can't be disabled and roll me up all day long,
right?
I worked with a guy that had that similar thing. I just asked him. He's like, because we were talking about it at one time. He ended up moving back to Michigan, but he's like, I didn't take it. I don't need it. I'm not hurt. Like nothing happened to me.
Right. Like, I didn't get blown up. I didn't get shot.
He's like, I'm not missing a leg or anything. Like I'm fine.
And this sounds insensitive, but you kind of signed up for a physically taxing situation.
Yeah. And it's not just physically taxing. So
mentally.
But the thing is that when you're looking at these PTSD stats, right? How much of that can be prevented if these guys were going in with the right mindset, right? Like I know guys who went into combat and they knew like, hey man, this is going to be really bad for 9 months.
Right. This is going to get dirty.
This is going to be very bad. And they came back much better than the people who were like, oh yeah, we're going to be war heroes. We're going to go, right? So like
people that didn't embrace the suck before
you have to embrace the suck from day one, right? And if you don't do that, then you just get smacked in the face the first time that you get into any sort of shitty situation, right? And so a lot of that seems like it's somewhat preventable if you go in with clear eyes and you're like, hey man, I joined the Marines. Like I joined the Marines in 2000. I signed up in 2009, the surge, Iraq, Afghanistan, like it's all bumping back up. And I was like, let's go. Right. A lot of guys didn't realize like what we were signing up for at that time. And they were just
didn't have TVs.
They were just like, I'm joining the Marines, right? All my buddies are doing it. Looks like a good time. And I had a super easy career. Like my first deployment was with, I was with the Green Berets. We were down in the Philippines. My second deployment was with a small detachment. We got sent as a team down to Australia to teach the Aussies how to do my job. So like, I'm not saying that I had this crazy hard.
Right.
But I've been doing hard shit since I was born. And the guys that I was in with who went to those really crazy combat scenarios, the ones with the good mindset going into it came out so much better than the ones who didn't understand what they were getting into.
Well, and a lot of the time, in the people that I know, I'm not military, not former military, never been. But a lot of the guys I talk to and the guys I know, it's guys that grew up in chaos
Yeah.
do much better.
Right. I'm a chaos monkey.
Guys that
love
grew
it.
up in just like complete, like everything is fucked up all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't seem to get affected in the same
Yeah.
way. Guys that came from, Bill and Sally are still married and
Right.
they have dinner at 5
Right.
and they drive their kids to practice.
Right.
That guy joins the military and they come out like fucking scrambled eggs.
Right.
Well, I think a lot of people do it just for the wrong reason. Like, I want to be a hero,
Well-
war hero. I want to be.
Right.
I want to be on the magazine.
There's a magazine?
Well, I don't know.
There's a couple. There's
Soldier of Fortune.
Soldier of
Oh, I
Fortune.
could be on Soldier of Fortune.
Dude,
Yeah. It's like,
how to,
Just like even being a cop nowadays, they
Yeah.
just do it because,
right.
like it's just
The way to be.
not everybody's just built to be that way.
Now, as far as it's so crazy because we spend so much money on our military. Like it's the lion's share of every dollar that is accumulated. And then you give examples of, hey, we just let this 27-year-old knuckle dragging idiot in charge of all these people who he's running into the ground, beating up their knees, breaking their ankles off because they're
Yeah.
running in the wrong. You would think that there would just be just because we've done it this way forever is not always the right way to do it. And you bring in some people who are in charge of the physical fitness, who are exercise science people, and nutritionists, and even some people that are there to help
Right.
people mentally
Right.
prepare.
So they are starting to do that more now. One of the guys from the team, one of my original recruits, Octavio, his fiance is actually she just got that exact role down for one of the Army groups in Texas. She's a nutritionist now for that group.
Right.
So they're trying to figure that out, right?
Because before it was just high
okay.
calorie protein, fucking eat this shit.
Yes. So, but we were also at war for essentially 20 years straight, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't take that many casualties, but you're in a constant rotation of
Get them in, get them out. Get
they
them
got to
in,
go.
get 'em out, yeah.
It's so bad. So they never really took the time to sit back and even think about any of the modern gains that we've made in terms of exercise science, nutrition science, right?
Right.
They're still working in 1985, right? And so when you're in that op tempo just all the time, we're deployed to Iraq, Afghanistan, the
We need
Philippines.
more bodies, get 'em in.
I've got friends, they're going to Africa all the time. We've got detachments in Korea, right? You've got entire companies that are on ships in the Mediterranean, in the Indian Ocean, right? The op tempo is so fast around the world that you don't have time to sit back and
Right.
reevaluate what you're doing. You're at war for 20 years.
But you have guys that are in positions that aren't at war, whose job is to figure out the best way to handle shit.
Once they get to those positions, they
don't
are
care,
more politician
Yeah.
than they are soldier, right?
True.
So like once you get to be a colonel, you're essentially a politician. If you're a full bird colonel and up, you're a politician.
Right.
You play Army, you play Marine, but
You show up and you do the fun
are-
things when you want to do them, and then you
Yes,
go home.
But you are a politician first, right? And so there's a big disconnect between the upper echelons of the military command and what's actually happening on the ground. And by the time, so if I went in as a private, E1, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I had tried to work my way up far enough to make a difference, right? It would have taken me 50 years and I would have been a politician by then anyways.
Yeah, you'd already been molded into this is why we
You're going through all these channels, and the only way to progress in those systems is to start doing exactly what
get on board.
you get on board or get the fuck out. And that's the crazy part about the military in general, is that for my specific cohort of guys who came in somewhere around 08 to 2010, I would say out of the top 10 guys in each graduating class from our job schools that are getting ready to go to the fleet and start deploying. Out of the top 10 of each of those classes, maybe one or two stayed in after their first contract. Almost none of them stayed because we were losing our minds. The command was so bad. The mission was so unclear. We've been in this quagmire for now 15 years. And the yes men, especially in the officer level, were destroying morale. You know an officer's really bad when you get a new CO and your suicide rate in the battalion triples.
That's a bad thing.
That's a bad thing.
That should
right?
be a red flag. Man.
Well, smart guys don't last in the military.
Right. So like, and it's not even just, yes, but the difference between your average grunt Marine, boot Marine, regardless of their MOS, and your average 19-year-old inmate is about 3 IQ points and 1 decision. That's the only difference.
Or one time getting caught.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
Same
I'm saying.
decisions were made.
Right,
One of them got caught. One of them
Didn't.
It's you've got in these entire barracks full of these 19-year-old testosterone just fueled maniacs.
Right. None of them had an opportunity to possibly be an engineer.
Right. Right.
It wasn't like, man, I thought about being an engineer, but what I really wanted to do was just run my head into a brick wall for like the next 20 years.
Yes. And so it's really tough to build off of that when very few of the guys that are coming in are really they really have the natural abilities to become a leader.
Right.
And by the time that they're mature enough to become a leader, they're like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm 22, 23, 24 years old. I just got yelled at by other 22-year-olds who are half as smart and twice as angry and less logical than a golden retriever. And that's who's going to be in charge of me forever now. And so it's this vicious cycle of bad leadership leads to more bad leadership because everybody who is competent and could be a leader is like, fuck this noise. There's still some great leaders in there. I've got a couple buddies who stayed in because they ended up having like 4 kids in their first so they're like, all right, well, it's so much easier
It's
to just.
weird when you marry a stripper.
My first wife was a stripper. It worked out perfect. But it's this vicious cycle. And I don't know how to break it. There's a book called About Face by Colonel Hackworth. And he was in, I think it was Korea and Vietnam. And he was talking about this stuff back then. And he basically got kicked out of the military for saying all of this back then.
For being forward thinking.
Yes. Smedley Butler wrote a book. He's one of the most famous Marines of all time. Wrote this book. I think it's War is a Racket after World War I. He wrote this 100 years ago. This has been being talked about for over a century, and it has progressively gotten worse.
Which is insane.
And by 2016, it got so bad that the Commandant of the Marine Corps, the head general of the entire United States Marine Corps, sent out a white letter to every battalion commander in the Marines saying, we are losing all of our top talent in the enlisted ranks. They are all leaving, and we have to look at ourselves at least partially for this. We have to figure this out.
There has to be an internal problem
somewhere.
Yes. And so that it got to that point where he was like, guys, what are we doing? And that was the level that it was right when I was getting out. And I've talked to my buddies who are still in, and they don't think that it's necessarily gotten all that much better.
Which is just insane.
It's a disaster,
There's
but
so
it's
much technology and science that's available.
Now I'm on the other side. Now I'm an aerospace engineer by day, right? So I work on all of the craziest technology that, in 10 years when it comes out in the public, I'll send you the article. And it's awesome, the stuff that we're working on. But very little of that is being passed down to the guys with the boots on the ground. Like the drone warfare that's changed the game more for the ground troops more than just about anything in the past, maybe like 100 years. Other than, I don't know, the Jeep, right?
Right.
The Jeep and machine guns.
The Humvee.
The Humvee was just a big Jeep. But those technological advances allowed us to move troops much faster, lay down suppressive fire, right? Now, we didn't have a step change like that, right? Even IEDs, right? IEDs are just mines.
Yeah.
Like, we're not dealing with anything that much different.
Right.
They're just making...
There's no technology behind them.
Yeah, they
click,
just
boom.
right? They're just using them with pagers now instead of you have to step on them, right? So that wasn't even as big of a change, but drone warfare, like you were talking about the new technology, it's not that crazy of technology that actually moved that needle. But the majority of the casualties in the Ukraine war now are from drones.
Right.
Right. That is a step change.
Well, when you can send a drone with that much artillery.
Yes. And it's
And
cheap.
no human life in danger.
It's cheap.
If you shoot the drone down,
Yeah.
okay.
Whatever, dude, I'll send another one. I'll go to Walmart and grab another one, put a grenade on there and drop it.
Right. Yeah. Just
So it's
it saves. I think it saves a lot of troop injuries and troop lives,
for sure.
which is great. I mean, obviously, we don't
Yeah.
want anybody in the military to ever get killed, but I mean,
Yeah, but that's
kind
part
of the job.
Of it. That's part of
It's
it.
kind of the job. But when you have technology like
Right.
drone warfare, where
Yes.
you can say, listen, we're not going to go chase these guys up the mountains into caves. That's just dumb. We get shot.
But so that kind of like mindset has been part of the problem why we've lost our last couple of major wars. We lost Vietnam 50 years ago. We lost that war. We lost the Iraq war. We lost the Afghanistan war. The world's greatest superpower of all time, the most technologically advanced military that has ever existed in the known universe, right? Lost to a bunch of militias
Yeah.
every single time. And the reason why is because we have taken such a risk-averse posture in the military because of the cameras that are on the battlefield, right?
Can't look back.
So you're now seeing what actual war looks like, which is dead civilians, dead soldiers, and atrocities at every step of the way. And the public can't handle that, which is great. That means that we have a conscience, but that also means that we have to change the way that we are even approaching going into these wars, because we are not willing to make the sacrifices of the troops in order to finish these wars. And in order to actually finish these wars, you have got to be brutal.
Yeah.
Like Gaza, I am on the outside. I don't even have an opinion as to who should win that war. But what I will say is that if you want to win a war, unfortunately, the way that the IDF is doing it is kind of how you have to do it. Because if you don't, you spend 20 years in Afghanistan and Iraq and make things exponentially worse.
And you
But most of those other militias and countries don't care.
Right.
Type of thing, right?
Yes.
You're like,
but that's war.
Yeah, I
but
agree.
there has to be a level of don't care. Like if
Right.
I go,
I mean,
it's the same, Mike. If we sign a contract,
Yeah.
to step into a cage,
Yes.
I have to believe that I'm going to do everything
Right.
humanly possible
Yeah.
to decimate you
Yeah.
until you quit, give up, or pass out.
And so my thing is that I do not want United States military members to die.
Right.
But I also don't want them to go into places where they are going to be hamstrung by the rules and regulations and the public sentiment dictating how this war should be attacked. So Afghanistan was we won Afghanistan in the first, 3 months, and then we lost it over the next 19 years.
Well, it's because we'll go 80% of the way.
Exactly. Iraq, we beat at the time Saddam's military was like the third or fourth largest military in the world, and we beat them in 2 weeks. We sent in a bunch of Marines with Humvees, and they got to Baghdad like they were you know,
They were on a hunting trip.
They were on a school. They were on a school bus heading to the museum. You know,
Yeah.
And then we lost it over the next 17 years, and we created ISIS, and we created all of these other smaller
Because we
outshoots because we
refused to
didn't
finish.
We didn't finish the job. If you don't finish the job, then don't even start it. And so that's just I don't necessarily want to talk about it too much more, but that lack of respect for what you are actually trying to do and the stomach to finish what you start is why you shouldn't start it in the first place. Don't go there if you're not willing.
It's disrespectful to the soldiers who die.
Yes.
For you to drag it 80%
Yes.
of the way and then go,
Right.
we're just going to.
Pack it up.
Like, what are we talking
gonna go
about,
home.
dude? And there was a lot of really bad decisions made, especially in Iraq. I mean, first of all, going there, but decisions that were made directly afterwards that absolutely led to the downfall of the entire Middle East, which created the migrant crisis in Europe, which has directly or indirectly helped lead to the atrocities that are going on in Gaza right now. Like, all of these are all interrelated, and unfortunately, the Middle East was a better place when Saddam Hussein was in power. And that's not an endorsement of Saddam, but that is an endorsement of not sticking your hands where they shouldn't be if you're not willing to take it over.
Sometimes it's, the old adage, the devil you know.
Right. Exactly.
And you knew what you're getting with Saddam.
Right.
You knew what he was going to do. You knew he was.
You were funding Saddam against Iran in the 80s, and then you were funding the Iranians against the Iraqis also in the 80s. And then it just.
But at least
cycle.
with someone like Saddam, which I never want to say, it's good to have, that kind of leadership.
Right.
But we knew he was going to keep his
Right.
shit in his own sandbox.
Right. And the question you have to ask yourself is, was Vietnam better before or after the United States went in? Was Iraq better before or after we decided to invade? Is Afghanistan better today than it was
They have
on
a lot
September
more,
10th in 2001?
They have a lot more planes and jeeps and guns.
Is Iran a better place today versus when we deposed their leader 50, 60 years ago? Right. We've been meddling in all these places and doing our damnedest to ruin them.
But it's
Guatemala.
No finishes.
Yes,
Zero finish rate.
Some of these countries in South America that we were propping up coups in, a quarter of their population was killed in the civil wars that came from our meddling and not finishing it.
Hey guys, we need you to.
Yes. So if you're gonna do it, kind of one of my shitty little sayings is, I don't half-ass anything. I whole-ass everything.
Right.
So I kind of live my life like that. And I wish that our policymakers would make the same decision or make the same kind of decision-making process. If you're going to do something, you have to be willing to go all the way. And if not, don't do it.
I would say that'd be my biggest criticism from the outside of our military powers and how they functioned over the last at least 20 years.
Yeah.
Is zero wars finished.
Yep.
Zero war. And like you said, we watch it. I mean, as a civilian, we watch it on TV and we see them. And when they go big.
Yes.
They send everything and they decimate. And then they're like, all right, well, now we're going to pull back and we're going to train the whatever regime to take over their own area and handle their own business. And while we're doing that, we're going to just not pay attention to finishing the job.
Right. And all of the money and all of the manpower and brain power that we throw at these things, it just ends up draining from the country itself. Our debt crisis really started when we decided we wanted to go into all these wars.
Well, they used to, war is good for business unless you're the taxpayer.
Exactly, right?
Because there's a lot of money that gets moved around.
So like Hurricane Katrina, right? Hurricane Katrina happens and the city is 80% underwater. And everybody's calling out, where's the National Guard? Where's the National Guard? Do you know where the National Guard was in August and September of 2005 when Katrina hit? They were in Iraq. The Louisiana National Guard was in Iraq.
They're like, we're going to need some guys over here to help
Yeah.
move some stuff.
So when everybody's calling for the National Guard, they're literally deployed.
Right.
They're deployed halfway around the world fighting a war that we shouldn't have been in. So
Because National Guard.
right, right. So it's just little things like that. They add up, and especially after 20 years,
Yeah.
and then to top it all off, we basically get out of Iraq in a disaster. The power vacuum that we creates one of the most hateful groups that has ever set foot on this earth, ISIS. And then when we pull out of Afghanistan, we do almost the same thing. We pull out, a bunch of Marines die, and the Taliban takes back over. So we leave both of those places significantly worse, and both of our exits look awful on paper and on the TV.
Both of those situations, our president at the time, in either situation, comes out and says, we have to destroy ISIS.
Right.
We have to eliminate the Taliban from the earth.
Right.
Except
we didn't.
Like, why not?
we're going to show them we could really quick.
ISIS is now fighting the Taliban, trying to establish a new caliphate that's going to be part of Afghanistan and part of, like, I forget one of the other stands up there. But it's all just, if you don't finish what you start, it just makes everything worse. Stop dabbling in things. And if you're going to do it, right? That's about all I got to say.
That's why I'm not going to war.
Yeah.
I'm staying right here.
I'm too old. And I can't get drafted because plantar fasciitis.
Yeah.
But if I could get in.
What are you, self-diagnosed?
But self-diagnosed. But if I did get in, I could get 80% disability from my bad foot.
Just say you have asthma.
Yeah.
That's the actual one that they won't let you in with.
No. I need in.
But he needs out.
I need the disability.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you could do that. That's pretty.
I need to turn and burn. Like, I don't want to spend a long time.
Yeah. That's a pretty easy
I don't even want to drop my bags.
I don't even really want to stick around for the haircut. Well, there are so many more things to you rather than just military. But I did want to get your opinion because I actually truly respect your opinion because you have intelligence, which is such a commodity right now. Most people are just whatever the person that they believe in on TikTok told them is what they believe and how it should be. But now let's talk about you. You're an engineer.
Yep.
Which is weird.
Yep.
Because you also get punched in the face.
Yep.
Brain trauma is great for engineers.
Yep.
Shortens the window a little bit.
Yep.
But I don't think you could function without it.
Without what?
Without the training and fighting.
Oh, no.
It probably keeps you from
becoming
Tommy's cellmate.
I started fighting competitively when I was 7, right? I was getting in so many fights when I was a little kid. My dad didn't know what to do with me. And he just threw me into this. He's like, maybe this will work. And he threw me to this old Japanese guy, Sensei Tanaka, who was my first karate sensei. And I started doing full contact tournaments when I was 8 years old and never looked back. I've been doing it since 1997 in some form or fashion. But yeah, if it's not fighting, it has to be something. So from 2015, when I got out of the Marines, when I was up at CSU till about 2020, I was really into mountaineering. So we were doing wild shit, 20, 30 hours a week. We were up at 4 a.m, running the mountains up in Fort Collins every weekend. We were going 3-day expeditions, climbing and skiing all the mountains, starting avalanches. We went and did 19 days on Denali, self-guided. We just brought our skis up there and climbing up and skiing, and it was I
used to think you were smart. Now, now I'm questioning.
But that was my other outlet. I always have to have some sort of outlet because I'm half civilized. Mm-hmm. I can never be fully civilized. Like it just. My brain starts to break by Friday. I have to go. I got to do something.
You can't be fully domesticated in any way.
Yeah. So
that's kind of the premise of this podcast.
Yeah.
Is once you get a taste of that adrenaline, you make it older. But that it doesn't go away. You have to replace it with something. You have to find. That's why I play airsoft now because it's what I can do.
Yeah. Well, it was like even when I was a kid, my dad's a maniac fisherman, and I grew up in Alaska, and so we're out there. We had a little 20-foot riveted aluminum boat with a 50 Johnson on the back of it, and we're 9 to 15 miles offshore in Alaska, out there in the Gulf of Alaska, with the 50, 60-foot charter boats out there crushing 150-pound halibut, and we're in a rivet. It's not even wet, a riveted aluminum boat. Some hairy situations out there.
Dude,
and so that was how I was
that water
raised.
Sneezes.
Yes. So that's how I was raised.
You're done.
I want to go to Chatfield on that boat.
Yeah, dude. So we're doing these wild fishing trips. We sank the boat 2 or 3 different times, and then I'm doing my karate. We were just always in the chaos. And my dad owned. It was back in the late 90s. It was rated the #1 bar in America by Playboy, and so this is 1,000-person capacity bar. It's got 9 different bars inside of it. They sent up one of the Playboy journalists and his wife, and they came and took a bunch of pictures and made a whole spread in Playboy on the bar. And so, like, I'm growing up here.
Right.
My dad's working till 3 o'clock in the morning.
You had to marry a stripper.
Yeah. So
it was written in the stars.
Yeah. And so my dad, he's working till 3 in the morning. So he's like, he grabs one of his bouncers that's off that night and buys them all hockey tickets and like, hey, take Jimmy to the hockey game.
Right.
So that's how I grew up, like watching my dad fighting out in these bar fights, sinking the boat.
Yeah.
I'm fighting on weekends. Right. I just was always in it. So now I'm just wired for it.
Yeah.
And so now I run the fight team, and I hunt a lot. And if I'm not hunting for them, I'm looking for them so that I know where they are when it's hunting season. So I can go get them. Yeah. So
that's a good outlet. See, I need stuff like that. I'll never do it.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you how much I need it.
Yeah.
For a long time. Just getting out and moving. Mm-hmm. Dude, I keep talking, but when I play airsoft, we play every Sunday. Mm-hmm. And we're the fucking nerds, dude. Like full tack. Like it's insane. Like we look like complete morons. If you saw us, you'd be like, oh, look at the LARPers.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
I lose like 6 pounds.
Yeah.
On a Sunday.
Oh yeah.
If I just did that a couple days a week.
Oh yeah.
And just stayed in, because by the time Sunday rolls around, all 6 pounds are back.
Yep.
Because I've done nothing in between.
You just put it back on.
Yeah, but
next Sunday.
if you're constantly out in it.
Yeah.
It's easier.
Oh, yeah.
Or when I was training full time, even when we were at DCO together. I mean, I was there 3 to 5 days a week, mostly coaching, but rolling a lot. I could maintain 175, 180 pounds, no problem.
Right.
Now,
it catches up.
I would probably have to get a nutritionist, and I would have to have like a live-in personal trainer to get to 180 pounds.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
But if I just made like 2 simple changes and went outside and did shit, I'd probably back at it. Yeah. And mentally it's so much better.
Oh, dude, I have to be out there. So like I said, I grew up always on the water. I had my own boat when I was 9 years old, go check the crab pots, all that by myself. And so, mountaineering was my outdoor outlet until 2020. And actually I was on Denali and I was at about 19,000 feet and it was like 12:30 in the morning because we were doing a night climb because we wanted to avoid all the fucking birds going up there. And it was brutal.
Restarts, he said.
It was brutal, dude. It's so bad. But it was about 12:30. I'm sitting there and, it's summer in Alaska. This is mid-June. The sun never goes down. So it's this awesome light. And I am, besides my 3 partners who are up above me getting ready to summit, I'm the highest person in North America right now. And I'm one of the highest people in the world right now. And I just kind of sat down and I'm looking out over these mountains and I was like, man, this is awesome, but I haven't felt my toes in 3 days. I've got frost nip on my cheek. I've got frost nip on my nose. I might lose a couple digits. And I was like, this is so beautiful, but it's not worth my toes. And I turned around and I went down, and that was kind of it for me for mountaineering. And then I was kind of like trying to figure out, I still really wanted
Where's
to be,
that path now?
I still really wanted to be out in the wild, but I was like, I don't love these mountains like this anymore. And we're flying. You have to fly onto the glacier in order to start your climb. And so you're flying through the Alaska range, which is this crazy mountain range. And then you come out into Denali National Park, which is just, we're flying. And I've been on this ice and rock mountain for 19 days. I haven't seen anything but that.
Yeah.
And we come out of these mountains and all of a sudden it's the greenest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, oh, I need to go out in the woods.
I like the outside with warmth.
Yes. It wasn't even about that. It was that when I started hunting, it really clicked for me. When I was climbing or mountaineering, you're always a visitor. You're always there and you're trying to get to the top and then you're trying to run back down. You're doing these
beat the storm up, beat the storm down.
Yeah, and you're doing these routes that somebody else has already done. Sometimes you make your own route, but you're really there just to see it and to go. When you're out hunting, you are a part of the entire ecosystem now. And that switches the framing for me of how much I can enjoy what I'm doing out there, because now I'm a part of it. I'm not a visitor, I'm a part of it.
Right.
I am now part of this ecosystem, for better or worse, for the ecosystem. And it feels so primal. Like fighting, you guys know, fighting is fighting, making love, and hunting. Those are the three things. If you haven't hunted before, that's the
if you want to feel alive, those are the three things
that's the third piece.
Yeah.
For me, at least, where I feel so primal. It's just these little circuits in my mammalian brain are like, oh yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, right? When I'm fighting, when I'm making love, and when I'm looking for animals to shoot, I am so in the zone.
I'm going to
it's
Texas
wild.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're going thermal hog hunting.
Oh yeah, of course. Yep.
It's
It's very yeah. And for me, it's not about the killing. Like when I walk up on a dead animal, I'm just like, there's a lot of emotions going on. None of it's like joy, but it's excitement, and sometimes I actually feel sad.
Right.
But it's not like I'm sorry that I did this. It's just that I'm sorry that I had to take your life.
to lose a life.
I'm sorry that I had to take your life, but this is how it is. This is how the world works, and I am a part of that. And by being closer to, to the death that brings me life, it really gives me a lot of meaning. You go pick up a steak from the store. It doesn't mean nearly as much as the fajitas that I made from the elk that I shot last fall, or the mule deer that one of my jiu-jitsu guys and I went and got last year. Like every time I eat that, there's a story with it, and it feels so much more natural and fulfilling for me. So
that's the difference when you hunt to put food in the freezer.
Yeah.
And then you see like trophy hunting
Right.
or sport hunting.
Right.
I don't think I could ever be a sport hunter.
Yeah.
There's just it doesn't complete the circle in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a head on my wall to prove that I'm a man.
Right.
I mean, is it cool if you use the rest of the elk?
Right.
And there's an amazing
So
rack,
I make stock out of the bones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I bring everything home. And that's how I used to think about the trophies as well, until I had my first bear down, and I was like, oh, this is so meaningful that I really want to have something that every time that I look at it, I remember how meaningful this was. And so I hate I despise the scoring of antlers. There's like all these scoring systems.
Yeah.
Like I got a 180 buck, I got a 360 bull.
It's a Boone and Crockett.
And I'm like, I don't give a fuck, dude.
Tell me about the hunt.
I love that skull because of the adventure that I got to go on. But if you go through my Instagram, I don't think I have any dead animals on my Instagram, because that's not what it should be about. It should, like, everybody's got their own personal mantra for hunting and what they think is ethical or whatever, but it feels wrong to me to be displaying those animals on a thing like Instagram or Facebook. It's a little too much about the celebration of the death and not enough about the life of that animal or what it took for me to take that life. Because all you see is this, oh, I got this bear down. I got this elk down here. Look at this big mule deer. And I did that a couple times. And then over the past couple years, I've just kind of just realized that that's, for me, that doesn't fit with how
you don't need the public masturbation.
It just feels wrong. Those animals deserve better.
Yeah. I'd much rather see a video of you grilling the steak.
Right. So I post that now.
You know, grilling the steak is there's the circle is now completed.
Yes.
Because it's used.
Yeah.
It's used for a purpose. It's not.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Right.
Yeah.
And half of those people don't even process, you know.
They don't process it right. So like when people are like, oh, it's gamey. This meat's gamey. I was like, no, you didn't take care of the meat properly.
Yeah.
I can take a bear ham. I've brought bear hams to Thanksgiving and had people try them. Everybody's like, you can't even eat bear. And I was like, it's literally my favorite meat. I'll show up with a bear ham, not tell anybody what it is. And they're like, that's the best ham I ever had. And I'm like, well, maybe you should rethink what you think is good food.
Right.
So I don't know.
There's something really to be said about filling the freezer.
My freezer's almost empty and I'm going on a hunt on Monday.
Yeah. There's just something about, if you don't do it, that's fine. If you're not a hunter and you get your
not everybody
freezer
can hunt.
full at Sam's Club, that's fine too. But there's just like the whole circle of life feeling about it, and knowing that what you're doing is sustaining your family and healthier for your family and better for the whole ecosystem, as it were. I mean, if we don't hunt, then you watch animals suffer.
Oh, it's bad.
Because they become overpopulated. They start, bad shit just starts to happen, and it's not worth it.
There's one instance of that in Southeast Alaska that people don't think about at all. And this probably would never pop through somebody's mind. But back in I think it was the 1800s, the Russians and the Americans basically wiped out the sea otters in Alaska. They were almost gone, right? So the federal government put in all these regulations, essentially outlawing almost all ocean-going mammalian hunting. Basically, if it looks like a dog,
if it looks like it can breathe air,
it does.
Don't shoot it.
You can't shoot it, right? Yeah. Well, so now there's so many sea otters in some of these areas down in Southeast Alaska that they are decimating the shellfish. So now there's no food, and they're wiping out these entire seafloor beds, and there's just pockets of just death that's just completely empty of essentially all life. And so if you're not, and that's the cycle of predator prey populations, right? That is natural. That's not some like crazy new thing.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes. But where humans can come in is if you can maintain a stable population of those predators, because they're predators at that point. Yes, you maintain a level of those prey and predators. Then instead of going up and down and fluctuating, and then all of the like all the wolves die off because there's not enough elk, and then so that now there's no wolves. Now there's a ton of elk. Right. So now, okay,
we got to figure out something.
Following right behind that, now there's a ton of wolves, and it goes through this cycle. Whereas if you can figure out what the healthy population is for both your predator and prey populations, then you don't have to go so cyclical, and you can keep it at a healthy rate, but you have to do a lot of management, and hunters have to be a big part of that because there's so many more of us. If you don't do that, then you have to hire people to go out there and kill these animals. And then the meat is completely wasted.
Gone, yeah.
And you're doing it from helicopters. Like in California when they banned mountain lion hunting. Okay, they kill more mountain lions in California now than they did before the ban, but now they have to pay millions and millions of dollars for these hunters these government-sponsored hunters to come in and basically shoot them from from their helicopters and on dog hunts. And I love the dog hunts. Why not just let us do the hunt? We're going to pay you to do it. We're going to pay you to do it.
You're still making money.
You're
we're paying
money.
right now.
We're paying. The taxpayer is paying for it right now.
They can make money.
But if we would buy the permit to go hunt, so now generating revenue.
What the general population doesn't understand is that these animals have to be managed. And so when they're like, "Oh, we're going to do a hunting ban," it's like you're not doing a killing ban. That's what you think you're doing.
Right.
You think that you're stopping them from dying.
They're not.
What you're doing is just changing it from one place and moving it to another, and now you have to pay for it instead of I was going to go pay for it,
and I was going to nothing's going to get used.
Nothing
They just
can be used.
Shoot and let them lie.
Yes. And so it's when you see these hunting bans, I understand the sentiment. Like, hey, we need to save the elk, we need to save the wolves, we need to save the bears. But what you don't understand is those animals are going to die regardless. So
either way.
And I would love to be able to put in 6 days to go kill a black bear and eat that for the next 3 months. Right.
Yeah.
And render down the fat and use that oil to cook with for the next 6 months. Like that's my favorite thing
There's
to cook
so
with
much
is bear
going
fat.
on. Yeah.
But you don't get any of that when you take out the hunting aspect. And not to say that there's not a lot of really big problems with the hunting community. There are a lot of I came across some guys last year that out in the woods that I wish I could have left them there. The way that they were treating the animals, the way that they were treating how they were hunting. I totally understand if you were a non-hunter and you went and saw those guys as your first taste of what hunters are.
You would be
I would be like, okay, yeah, I'll ban mountain lion hunting too. Like I get furious when I see how bad some of these hunters and fishermen treat our wildlife. And so as a community, we need to do much, much better regulating that. But
Is there a way to regulate that, you think?
it's self-regulation. You walk up and look, hey, you stupid motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, you ever do something like that again and I'm around, you're going to get
You're gonna get
300
buried
win
with
back.
them.
Yes. I'm going to slice every one of your stupid ATV tires and you're going to come back to the trailhead and try to walk your fat ass 7 miles back to your truck. It's disgusting how some people treat the resource and they don't have the respect for it that it deserves. And those are the same guys, they're going to be posting it on their Instagram. And
That's the guys holding up the mountain lion's head.
yeah. Or the guy in Wyoming who brought the wolf into the bar and was parading it around for several hours,
Right.
like posing
Ruining
for
everything.
photo.
Yeah.
Dude, if I had been in that bar, like it would have been we both would have been going to jail because he's going to jail now for a couple different charges for how he handled that. But it's disgusting how some people in the hunting and fishing community.
There's a
treat that
lot of
stuff.
people out here that go hunting too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, just
out of
because they
state.
go doesn't mean they know what they're doing.
No, I agree.
When you
I
see the
agree.
300-pound fucking tub of lard
Yeah.
and his vest is like a fucking corset on him,
Yes.
you know he didn't do the work.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
They go to camp and they're wasted till 3 a.m. and then they hop in their ATVs and they destroy the roads.
and there's a guy that already's been out there,
Dude.
got everything set up for him.
Dude, the worst. Well, I'll tell one story and then we can move on. But last year, we were sitting on these bulls. We knew that they were up and they were bedded right above us. There was this beautiful little meadow. We were going to wait for them to come down at dusk. And I look down back towards the trailhead and I see these 3 guys that are making so much noise. And I was like, God damn. And then they start heading straight up because they found the tracks in the snow. Fair game. You want to go bump them out of their bed? That's fine. I can't. That's not unethical.
Yeah.
About 30 minutes later, I'm sitting there. Bow, 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 bow. This goes on for like 30 or 40 shots, and I was like, "We're only allowed to have 6 shots in our gun. What is happening?" And this is like 200 yards from me. These guys had no idea that I was even there. And so finally, they come down into the meadow and they've got this bull down. And I go down there and I was like, hey guys,
Was there a war?
what the fuck was that? And it was this old timer from California and his son and his grandson from Idaho They had posted up the 13-year-old down in the meadow, and they had gone up to the elk bedded with a 22 and started shooting at the elk to drive them to him, to the 13-year-old.
So the 13-year-old could take it.
Yes. And he was shooting almost directly in my line. He was shooting at me. They didn't even know I was there. And I was just like, do you understand how insane what you just did was? Like I had to leave because I was so angry. And there were a couple instances like that during the hunt. So like I totally understand why a lot of people are anti-hunting when people act like that. And that's on other hunters to self-regulate because that is unacceptable in any way, shape, or form.
That's dangerous.
Oh, it's wild. That was bad.
It's
That's
the more you're around that world, the more it is.
Yeah. That's wild shit.
We're gonna have to come back with part 2 with Jimmy because we didn't even get to any of the good stuff.
that was good stuff. What are you talking about?
Oh no, he's crazy.
Yeah.
He's crazy. Like there's yeah. But we are gonna wrap up for right now.
Yeah.
Because we're an hour and 20 in, which is what it is. We try to get to right around an hour. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we end up at like 2.5 hours, and people
it's too much.
We have to divide it up.
Well, not too much for us, but
yeah. Some people are like, dude, that's a lot to consume.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap this up and bring Jimmy back as soon when he has some more free time. Yeah. I know it's hunting season.
We should bring him up after his hunt.
Yeah.
That'd see how good. That went.
Yeah.
Well, I got about 6 or 7 hunts coming up. So
okay.
Either way,
we'll get him in on that. But that being said, we're going to wrap this episode up now.
Yeah.
Unless you have anything you need to add.
No, I was just listening today. Bro.
I know. I didn't even have to talk. I didn't have to say 5 words.
That's good.
We'll put Jimmy's Instagram in the description, and we'll put the Subhounds in there too. We need to talk about them because I'm telling you, this is a crew of guys that are just something to be reckoned with in the Colorado MMA scene right now. Insane because they're doing it not out of a big ass gym, not with all the funding, not with all the, all the perks of being one of the big dogs, but they're out there eating.
Started in my garage.
There you go.
I started some things in my garage too.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
But you guys keep your eyes out. Listen for episode 2 when Jimmy pops back in, and we'll get into that side of his life then.
Yep.
You good?
I'm good.
All right. We're out.
Catch you later. Bye.
Bye.